The Lost Scrolls, Ep.9, Joseph's Dreams from Pit to Palace. In the sun-scorched valleys of Canaan, where time was measured by the slow march of flocks, lived a boy named Joseph. He was the favored son of his father Jacob, who saw in him the reflection of a long-lost love. This love was made visible, woven into a coat of many colors, a tapestry of crimson, sapphire, and gold that set him apart from the earth-toned world of his brothers. The coat was a promise, and the boy's soul was fertile ground for dreams. He saw the world not as it was, but as a divine scroll waiting to be unrolled. One night, the heavens opened to him, and he dreamt he stood in a field of golden grain. The sun beat down as his brothers' sheaves, one by one, bowed low to his own, which stood tall and proud in the center. Another night, he was taken higher, into the silent court of the cosmos. He saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars descend from their celestial thrones to prostrate themselves before him. He told his family, his voice filled with the pure light of the visions, not seeing how they cast long, dark shadows of envy in his brothers' hearts. His father fell silent, pondering the weight of such a destiny. In the fields, under the same sun that ripened the grain, his brothers' envy curdled into a bitter poison. They watched him from a distance, the coat of their father's folly announcing his arrival like a king's banner. "Behold, this dreamer comes," they hissed, the words sharp as flint. Their shared resentment became a bond, a dark conspiracy whispered on the wind. They fell upon him like wolves on a lamb. The beautiful coat, a symbol of love, was torn from his shoulders, a violent rending of fabric and family. They cast him into a dry pit, a gaping wound in the earth. The light vanished, and the world became a circle of mocking sky far above. He was alone with the cold stone and the echo of his own cries. The darkness was absolute, a living thing that pressed in on him. It swallowed the sun, the memory of his father's face, the vibrant colors of his coat. In the suffocating silence, he felt his spirit begin to fray. Was this the end of the dream? To be buried alive by his own blood? He clung to the memory of the stars, a faint glimmer in the crushing blackness. Above, his brothers argued his fate. It was Judah who, seeing a caravan of Ishmaelites approaching like a slow river of dust and commerce, offered a new plan. A bargain was struck for 20 shekels of silver, the price of a brother's soul. Strange, calloused hands pulled him from the pit, bound him, and led him away toward the mythic land of Egypt. Egypt was a symphony of stone and sunlight, a world of impossible scale and grandeur. Here, gods walked in gold, and the river of life carved a green ribbon through an endless desert. Joseph, the dreamer from Canaan, was sold again, this time into the house of Potiphar, captain of Pharaoh's guard. He was a slave, his past erased, a single broken note in the grand orchestra of Egypt. In this gilded cage, a strange thing happened. The Lord was with him, an unseen fire in his soul, and all that he touched prospered. The household thrived under his hand. Potiphar, a man who understood power, saw the divine spark in the Hebrew slave and raised him up, making Joseph the overseer of all he owned. Trust, for a time, became his new coat. But beauty can be a trap, and Potiphar's wife looked upon Joseph with a dangerous gaze. Her desire was a serpent, coiling in the sunlit halls of the great house. Day after day she tempted him with whispered promises, and day after day he refused, unwilling to betray the trust of his master or sin against his God. One day, her desire turned to desperation. She caught him by his cloak, her grip like iron. He fled, leaving the garment in her hand, a silent testament to his innocence. Her scorn curdled into a venomous lie, a story of assault whispered into her husband's ear. The trust Potiphar had given shattered like fine glass. Potiphar's fury cast Joseph into the royal prison, a place where men were forgotten. Chained to cold stone, It seemed his world had ended again. The pit had returned, deeper and darker than before. Yet even here, in the deepest shadow, the unseen fire of God's presence refused to be extinguished. It burned brightest in the heart of the abyss. Even in the dungeon, Joseph's spirit shone. He became a servant to the other prisoners, his presence a quiet comfort. Soon, Pharaoh's chief cupbearer and baker were thrown into the same prison. Both haunted by dreams they could not comprehend, they saw the light in Joseph and brought their troubled visions to him. Acting as a conduit of the divine, Joseph unspooled the meaning of their night visions: restoration for the cupbearer, death for the baker. It came to pass exactly as he had said. The cupbearer was returned to Pharaoh's side, but in his joy, he forgot the Hebrew in the darkness. For 2 long years, Joseph waited as hope wore thin. Then Pharaoh himself was tormented by visions. He dreamt of 7 fat cows devoured by 7 gaunt ones, of 7 full heads of grain consumed by 7 thin ones. His wisest men and magicians stood mute, their wisdom turning to dust. It was then the cupbearer remembered the interpreter in the dungeon, the promise he had failed to keep. Joseph was rushed from the prison, the grime of years washed away, the rags of a prisoner replaced with clean linen. He blinked in the blinding light of the palace, a man reborn from the earth. He was led through halls of unimaginable splendor to the throne of the most powerful man on earth, a living God to his people. Before the throne, Joseph was humble. "It is not in me," he said, his voice clear and steady. "God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace." He unspooled the meaning of the visions. 7 years of miraculous abundance, followed by 7 years of all-consuming famine. Awed, Pharaoh declared, "Can we find anyone like this man, one in whom is the Spirit of God?" The prisoner was made a ruler. The years of plenty came, and under Joseph's guidance, Egypt's granaries overflowed. Then the famine arrived, its dusty fingers reaching across the known world, even to Canaan. Jacob, his heart heavy with fear, sent 10 of his sons to Egypt to buy grain. They were brought before the Lord of the land, Zaphnath-Paneah, and bowed low, their faces to the ground. Joseph knew them instantly. The dream of the sheaves rushed back, not with triumph, but with a tidal wave of pain and wonder. He spoke harshly to them through an interpreter, his heart a storm of warring emotions. He accused them of being spies, testing their hearts to see if the cruel boys had grown into honorable men. Forced to return with their youngest brother, Benjamin, they faced one final, agonizing test. Joseph's silver cup was planted in Benjamin's sack. When Judah offered to become a slave in Benjamin's place to save their father from a grief that would kill him, the dam within Joseph finally broke. He sent all others from the room. A cry tore from his soul, a sound of grief and joy, and 2 decades of unshed tears. "I am Joseph," he wept. "Is my father still alive?" He pulled his stunned brothers close, his tears washing away the years of pain. He embraced Benjamin, the brother he had never known, and the chasm of time closed. In the land of Goshen, the family was whole again. Joseph, now a prince of Egypt, would look out over the endless fields of golden grain shimmering under the sun. He saw it all then, not as a series of broken moments, but as a single, unbroken thread woven by a master weaver. A thread of promise that ran from a boy's dream, through the darkness of a pit, and into the light of a palace. The covenant thread, though stretched and stained, never breaks.